I want to know who's running the White House Twitter account, because whoever is doing it is an absolute savage. Absolute savagery. You know, I think we live in a post-woke world. Of course, it wasn't too long ago that the world and society was full of raging wokeness. It was everywhere, and everyone saw it. I mean, that's one of the reasons why my channel and all of my socials is named the way it is, UnwokeThoughts, because I recognized this years ago, really even before like it became a thing. You know, it became really mainstream. I was kind of shocked at how woke and how weird people started thinking. But, you know, that's not to say that there aren't people who still think in that paradigm. There are still people that expect a certain reaction. For example, for years, politicians, celebrities, companies, government, it really didn't matter who. They would shrink back and shrivel in fear. They would just shake with absolute fear anytime they got accused of certain things. And immediately they come out with an apology, or they would try to, do some PR to make themselves look like they are not doing that thing that they were accused of. And this is one thing that really always bothered me. It always bothered me. It's just like, listen, because I would see the thing that they were accused of, and I'd be like, why is that such a big deal? And usually it wouldn't be a big deal, but it was just the sentiment attached to that accusation that was all it took for this, whatever it was, company, celebrity, politician, whoever it was, to almost immediately try to save face for whatever reason. And this is kind of what is not happening now in the White House. That whoever was running the White House Twitter account is doing the exact opposite of this. And when I saw this, I was just, I couldn't believe it. It was awesome. So there's this whole debacle going on right now with this senator that flew to El Salvador to meet with this, wrongly deported man from Maryland. Some Maryland senators, Senator Chris Van Holland. First, he went there and he was denied a meeting with this individual, Mr. Garcia, the MS-13 gang member, who is in fact a confirmed gang member by the Maryland, a Maryland police gang unit. And he finally, after, I don't know how he eventually got the meeting with this gang member with Mr. Garcia, but he finally got a meeting. And of course, he had to take a photo. It was like a photo op. He's sitting there. Senator meets with wrongly deported Maryland man in El Salvador. Yeah, this was ahead of the New York Times, and I'm showing you not just the photo here. This is, of course, from the White House Twitter account. And this is what they said. Hold on a second. Let me go back to this. Fixed it for you, New York Times. Oh, and by the way, Chris Van Hollen, he's not coming back. And they posted this edited photo of the New York Times headline. And when I saw it, it was just beautiful. It's totally beautiful. Because what these Democrats are trying to do, what these liberals are trying to do, is they're trying to create this sort of sentiment. This they don't have anything else really to harp on right now, because Trump, he has very high approval ratings. Like everyone that voted for him, they're happy with their votes. Even with the tariffs and the stock market going down, people still love the guy. Some people might have questions, but they trust in the fact that, listen, the way our economy is and the way everything is set up to benefit these elites constantly, something needs to be done. The way our society, our economy is becoming kind of globalized to the point where the middle class is just being absolutely gutted. Something needs to change. And this tariff thing, even though it's creating some short-term pain, people still trust in this process. Okay. So they are confounded. They don't know what to do. So they latch onto this one issue of this MS-13 gang member who got so-called wrongly deported, mistakenly deported to El Salvador. And they're blowing it up, making it a thing. And they want to paint Trump as a dictator because this is, of course, their trick. They always want to paint Trump as some sort of dictator, out of control. If he does it with this guy, he's going to do it with your mother or your grandmother. If you step out of line as an American citizen, he is going to deport you to CCOT mega prison in El Salvador, where you might be dead. Because they were making claims like that. They were saying that this guy might be dead in this CCOT prison in El Salvador. And, of course, that is completely idiotic. This guy was not even an American citizen. He is from El Salvador. So actually, he is home. He is home in his own country in El Salvador. And they want to paint him as this model husband, model father. The wife has even came out and given testimony about him, saying that he was such a great father. And she conveniently left out the fact that just a few years ago, she testified against him, saying that he was beating her and all these other things, signed sworn testimony. So, of course, the Democrats got to her, and they're doing their best to prop this up like a big issue, to make everyone very concerned about this total American citizen. He was an American citizen, model citizen, paid taxes and everything. Best father, no affiliate, no crime record. Trump just picked him out of thin air and kicked him out of the country. And now he's serving time in CCOT prison in El Salvador, where he might be dead. So this guy, Chris Van Hollen, flew out there because this is really the only issue that the Democrats have. And of course, they got to twist it and contort it to make people even care, because this is an MS-13 gang member. And not even an MS-13 gang member, an illegal MS-13 gang member. So they've got to have all these, flashy headlines. They have to, get the corporate press on their side to paint all this very rosy picture of the guy. And it culminates into the senator flying to El Salvador to meet him. And with all of this press, with all of these people on social media, because there's a lot of leftists on social media who are also voicing their concerns, yet they won't recognize, what the guy is and the fact that he's illegal. But there are a lot of people voicing their concerns over this situation, as well as politicians, New York Times, mainstream media. You would think, 3-4 years ago, if this were to happen, what would happen is the White House would have shrunk back. The politician, the company, of course, a company can't just illegally deport somebody, but I'm just saying, think of a similar situation. A company was in a similar situation. They would shrink back. They would put out some sort of statement, and, they would, try to get more DEI points or, whatever it was. And they would apologize. It had this, apology where they're saying they're going to work on themselves, or they did a really deep reflective thinking, and they have changed, for celebrities, and what they did was wrong. That would have happened like 3-4 years ago. But instead, and this is, I believe, the right approach, and I think this is going to leave Democrats completely dumbfounded, because this is going to work. The White House owning this and just saying, listen, this man was not wrongly deported. This man was rightly deported. He's not a Maryland man. He is an illegal alien. And not only that, he is an MS-13 gang member, illegal alien, not just an illegal alien. And guess what? To all the people out there who are complaining about this guy being deported to his home country, that is one of the safest countries on earth now, believe it or not, because of Nayib Bukele. Guess what? He's never coming back. Never, ever coming back. So this is something that really, when I saw this, I was like, this is absolutely incredible. This is the way to do it. And whoever is running this Twitter account for the White House, I tip my hat to you. That is incredible. And we need more of this. No apologizing for what you do. When it comes to a illegal alien being deported, listen, you don't have to apologize about that. wrongly deported. I don't care. Get him out of here. Wrongly deported or what? Whatever. This man was illegally in our country. We need to get these people out of our country. We need to bring manufacturing back to our country. We need to build up the middle class that has been gutted. And we need to start having pride in our country again. And these politicians that spend tax money and all their time and create a bunch of publicity about going and defending an illegal alien, flying out of country. I have a feeling they're going to learn the hard way that this is not going to work. People are sick of this virtue signaling BS. People are sick of it. I know I am. I know you probably are too. But that's the video for the day, guys. Thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next one.